everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Lara and here I show you a lot of bullet journal and creativity related videos. Today I want to share with you my March 2021 setup and I hope you will enjoy the video and maybe you will even take some inspiration for your own setups as well. If you do, please leave a like down below and maybe even consider subscribing to this channel to see more videos like this. Thank you so much and now enjoy the video. Since spring starts in March, I wanted to go with a fitting theme and therefore I decided on daisies, or to be even more specific, I decided on these small daisies you can find everywhere on the fields. At least in Germany, they are literally everywhere. Spring is actually my favorite season along with fall, so I really wanted to celebrate its beginning with the setup and I'm curious to know what your favorite season is, so let me know in the comments below. I decided to add some leaves to the design as well, to add some more variety and color to the spreads. And for the title of this month, I decided to draw a circle around the word March, and then I added some daisies and leaves as well to frame it. After that, I went completely wild and just added them everywhere to fill out the page. And on the left side, I also decided on a quote which says, "Don't let anyone trample your daisies, not even you." I actually just chose this particular quote because it contains the word daisies, but I also think it's a beautiful quote in itself, since it's something that covers several scenarios you might have experienced yourself before. For example, these moments when you're proud of an achievement, for example, and someone comes along and says it's not even that great and that you should not be proud of something like this. And then you start questioning yourself, your achievements, and maybe even your dreams. And maybe because of that, you start losing confidence in yourself. Sometimes it might not even take that other person to question oneself. And because of this, I think this quote is so beautiful, since it always reminds us of believing in ourselves, even when others don't. I then added a blue background and cut the right side to be a Dutch door, which I really started to enjoy adding to my spread, since I went honestly completely crazy and added them in excessive amounts to my February weeklies. I just think they add just a different vibe to my spreads and make them a little bit more special and creative. And this is actually the only one I added for this setup, but maybe I will use some more in my weeklies. Next, I started creating my monthly log for March, and here I just added the design of the month to the top of the page and a little bit at the bottom as well. In the lower right corner, I also decided to add a small little calendar for the month, which you can also see from my cover page, since I just cut a Dutch door in there. So yeah, I kind of like that. I actually tried drawing lines without a ruler in my February setup for the very first time, and even though I was skeptical of what it would look like and if it might look a little too messy, I actually really liked the flair it added to the spreads. So for this setup, I also decided not to use a ruler for the majority of the spreads. And yeah, I actually just noticed while cutting that I totally forgot to add the numbers of the days to the monthly log. So yeah, I'm gonna do that later. Okay, so somehow these spreads always turn out to be my favorites of the whole setup, at least for the last couple of months. And this month is no different, and my habit and my mood tracker are again my favorites. So for my mood tracker, I decided to add the daisies to the top and to the bottom of the page, and then I added 31 little boxes for my tracker, which I then will fill out according to my legend, which I added later on. And here I decided on marking if my day was productive or normal, like, you know, those days that aren't bad but not special either. They are just good days and feel good. So I might be changing that to good, since normal has this kind of negative vibe to it. Then I also added amazing and meh, like, you know, those days you just don't feel motivated and you just feel meh. Yeah, so hopefully I won't have to use this color that much. For my habit tracker, I drew a little calendar for each habit I like to track, which are meditating, reading, taking my pills, working out, eating healthy, drinking enough water, and waking up by 5:30 a.m. And yeah, here I'm just going to mark each day I completed a habit, and we'll see what this page will look like at the end of the month. On this page, I actually really like the middle part of the page where I added the title and the daisies and leaves and how it kind of disturbs the symmetry of the page. This is something a little out of my comfort zone, but I started to like trying something new in every single setup, so this is my something new for this month. This is, like I pretty much say in every single video, pretty much the same kind of tracker I already used in my previous setup. So here I just write down the data my watch collects while I'm asleep and write it down here. And the kind of data I will add here is the time I slept at night, what grade my app gives my sleep, how much time I spent awake in REM, light and deep sleep, if I was tired the next day, and my average heart rate during the night. Then on the left side, I just added the daisies and leaves again, and then I was already done with this page. The next tracker I added to my setup is my finance tracker, and this is pretty easy to explain. I just divide my finances into 3 categories, which are income, subscriptions, and spendings. And each time I pay something or get my salary, I will write it down right here. So this way I can always see where my money really goes. I actually think this is my favorite spread of the month, right after my habit and mood trackers. I just love the fact that these tables give me the freedom to add my design all over the pages without getting in my way when I actually want to add something to the tables, you know. Since I still have a little time before we're moving on to my next pages, I just want to throw in a little fun fact about daisies. Did you know that you can actually eat them? I know it's kind of weird, but they are actually supposed to be good for you. You just have to make sure when you collect them, not to collect them close to a busy street or on fields where they use chemical fertilizers or where there are a lot of dogs that could have peed on them. And yeah, these 2 pages are already my last 2 for the month, and they are actually pretty simple. I just added a giant daisy at the bottom of the page and made it look a little bit nicer by adding smaller ones and the leaves again. For my memories page, which is on the left side of the spread, I just wrote down the numbers 1 through 31, and every day I will write down a few notes of what happened that day. On the right side, I left some space for my brain dump, and I think most of you already know these pages, but for those of you who are not quite sure what this is supposed to be, I will explain it real quick. So on a page like this, you can just write down literally everything. So for example, some thoughts that pop into your mind and you just want to make sure that you don't forget them and you can come back to them later. But you can actually just write down whatever you need this page for. So yeah, like the name already suggests, this page is pretty much a dumpster for your thoughts, and I think it always comes in handy. Those were all my spreads for this month, and here's a little final flip through for you. I hope you enjoyed my video and liked my spreads, and if you did, please leave a like and a comment down below, and maybe even consider subscribing to my channel to see more videos like this. I hope to see you in my next video again. Have a wonderful week. Bye!